Digitalization is changing the way companies do business in many ways. I think what we're seeing is, that especially with the startups, thinking about, okay, here's a customer here, they have a need, a problem, we have these technologies, how can we actually use these technologies to enable us to solve this customer's need? And through this, what we're seeing is that just about every aspect of business is being questioned, even the fundamentals of strategy, business models, for example. We've often thought about pipeline business models where companies own all the resources and they have a very nice value chain. It's a very linear process. Today, what we're seeing is very much a complex network, which is based on platforms. There are a lot of challenges for companies. I think the largest one probably has to do with the culture of the organization. To what degree does the culture encourage people to innovate, to try, to experiment, to bring up new ideas, to challenge the way that things are done around here? Because if you have an organization where you're very stuck in, well, we've always done it this way, that's going to cause a lot of problems, I think, going forward as new companies come along, other solutions, and it might not even be a company. It might even just be an organization that's enabled through the blockchain, which actually can solve your customers' needs. It doesn't even need your products anymore. To me, it's about a mind shift. So one, I think it's very much about going from being a problem solver to a solution finder. So in other words, instead of us thinking, okay, we need as a company to solve this problem, instead flipping it around and saying, let's find the solution. More than likely it's out there. How can we use our networks, both internally and outside the organization, to actually solve the problem? And the second one I'd say is very much it's about, thinking about how can we just have access to resources. How can we move from being an asset-heavy to an asset-light organization by having, as I say, not ownership of resources, but actually just access to. So that's a second one. The third one, I think, is very much about, again, challenging assumptions, thinking about what if, thinking scenarios, but thinking longer term, so thinking 5 to 10 years. What happens if? What will our industry look like, and how will we fit into this? And I think if one starts, this fundamental mind shifts, that then you start seeing the world differently, and that can also enable a change in your culture.